Chacho, vengan para acá que tenemos que grabar el podcast.
Area Zero and Lanzaware Production.
Max Santalucia presents.
Hey, hey, feel the vibe. From the island we go live. Voices rising, stories new. Benvenuti, this is for you. Lanzarote Light the Fuse podcast.
Chacho, salgan ya, que hay fleje de carufa.
Bienvenidas y bienvenidos desde Huerto del Carmen, Lanzarote, en los estudios de Área Cero. Hoy Light the Fuse, nuevo episodio. Hoy vamos a tener el primer episodio en inglés de Light the Fuse y tenemos un invitado especial, siempre especial, como siempre aquí en Light the Fuse, desde Irlanda, Donegal, Rory and the island. Hello, Rory. How are you?
I'm
Welcome
awesome.
here.
Lovely to see you again.
And great to see you again too. All right. We have 30 minutes, more or less. This is going to be kind of a friendly conversation more than an interview. So
No problem.
relax, let's chill out. I hope you feel comfortable with that.
That's beautiful. Yes.
Machine, that's a vintage thing. Right. There is, we'll talk about your new album called 9.
Okay.
We got so many personal questions for you, about you, and technical questions as well. So the first thing that I want to ask you is about something that you just posted on Facebook a few weeks ago when you released your album. You say something that I would like to hear from you. What do you mean exactly? That's a little bit worrying.
Okay.
You said, I have a funny feeling this could be my last album unless something drastic changes in the music industry over the next few years. It seems that you're not very happy about what's happening in the music industry recently. Could you please explain what you mean with that?
I think what I meant by that was I think because like artificial intelligence is growing so fast, exponentially, that it's being used as a kind of a co-songwriting tool, and it's going to get better and better every single year. And I think we've kind of been inspired from the 50s, the 60s, the Beatles, the style of
old
trying to do great songwriting. And I think AI is going to start to figure out these patterns. So it's going to make writing a simple song that appeals to so many people almost impossible, because I think it's going to get better than us at this. And I think the only way that humans can fight this is if we make things very personal, where you write about your own area, your own people, something that AI will know nothing about.
Of course.
I think these days of big love songs like, One Direction or Westlife, that could be in real trouble. And, and even as a songwriter, sometimes you do try and, if you're just writing a song for somebody else, you try and make it, like, you want it to be as good as possible. But I don't know how these songs, I don't know if there's a point in writing them anymore.
And that's a big trouble for all the people in the business, because I'm talking about sound technician, people who only do the mastering, for example. They've been studying for years to do the proper mastering, the mixing, or even session musicians, for example.
Yeah.
We used to call musicians, for example, to play bass or drums, and all these people now are going to be unemployed.
Exactly.
Because you can reproduce easily with a computer. But we always like to see the potential of technology.
Yeah.
The same thing happened years ago, even with CDs. When we left the vinyl, and we had the CD, we said, oh no, this is not going to be working very well, because we need to have the vinyl, because it's very genuine. But then the CD came in and nobody was complaining anymore. So every time the technology makes the progress, we can see that there is something beautiful in it.
Yeah.
So maybe there is a part of this kind of AI, or AI, do you call it?
AI,
AI, that maybe could be used by us musicians from the old school.
Yeah, no, definitely. There's always going to be, young genius people that will find a way of making this interesting. And the thing is, like, technology is always quite boring when it hasn't got human creativity behind it.
Yeah.
You know, I remember, like you say, even the CD, but remember, like, when the drum machine came out and it was all bands like the Human League, and it was just programmed drums, but they were still making it quite interesting. So even when you listen to it now, it's quite cool. You know?
Is.
And because it still has a human element.
Yeah,
you know?
that's true.
And it's more, I think I was just making this statement. It's probably in one of those Facebook posts I put up that last this long, and maybe it's one sentence in the middle of something where I think we're on the precipice of a new wave, you know, and it's going to be kind of like, you know, even when vaudeville disappeared, you know, in the 1920s and 30s, and it moved into new jazz, rock and roll, blah, blah. I think AI is going to bring something else, because even simple, silly ideas I had myself was like, me or you could sing into a microphone, record it, and then put it into AI and go, you know, transpose my voice into the exact sound of Michael Jackson.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
we can write a song and sound exactly like Michael Jackson, put down a second harmony and go, make my voice sound exactly like John Lennon. So we have Michael Jackson and John Lennon doing a duet.
That's why.
But you've written it. You know?
That's why I'm asking you this question first, because I was thinking on my own, and your thought, it's, I think many musicians in the world had the same thought. We're starting to be a little bit worried about this.
Yeah.
Actually, I was thinking weeks ago that one day when Bob Dylan, Springsteen, all those people will be dead, probably someone will try to clone or take that voice.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll have Bob Dylan albums for the rest of the
which is a bit scary as well.
Yeah, it is.
It's not what he would have wanted, you know.
Exactly. But it was quite interesting to ask you. I mean, it sounds like you're very tired about this situation, and that's it. I'm done. I don't want to do.
I think I'm just very tired of life in general, you know, because I've done 9 albums and I'm thinking I've never become famous. That's enough.
No, it's not. It's not enough. It's never enough. You found it out. It's never enough. Anyway, let's talk about the new album. 9 new, 2 singles already. I'm never drinking again.
Yeah.
It sounds like a statement.
It's a lie.
I know. And the second one, Playa Grande. Playa Grande, it's a single that you wrote a couple of years ago, and it was released last year.
Yeah, about 2 years ago.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
And it sounds very exotic.
Playa Grande, una espléndida canción de Rory and the Island. Desde Irlanda hasta Canarias, Rory comparte su visión como artista, su relación con la música y la inspiración que nace cuando diferentes culturas se encuentran en un mismo territorio.
Exotic. It seems that you've been very integrated in this kind of Latin multicultural thing here in Canary Islands.
Yeah, I
think
think
it doesn't sound like the rest of your compositions.
No, I think it's a little trumpet melody that I had in my head for years, that and I kept saying it to different people, like to Pedro, and going, is this something else? I don't want to get in trouble. And they're like, I don't think so. Like, it sounds a little bit like this, but it's not exactly. So I kind of go, well, I want to write something. So I had this little trumpet melody for maybe 10 years. But when I came back to Lanzarote about 2.5 years ago, I found this kind of a home feeling, you know, which was very strange, because I left here because I was burned out and I didn't want to know Lanzarote anymore. And I was like, oof, that was like 13 years of madness, which you know all about.
Yeah, but you left years ago because you're doing so many things at that time that maybe that's the reason why you had enough.
I know, and too much partying as well.
Exactly.
So when I was away for 5 years, but when I came back, I found this like, whoa. And I started thinking more about like Cesar Manrique, and when I used to go up to the Jazz Sundays up in Teguise, and all these lovely thoughts, and the song flowed in like probably 1 hour, you know. And so I just took the old trumpet melody, put it together, and we had Playa Grande.
It's great that there is this kind of combination of mixing your culture and something that you are feeling here, that you're absorbing here, because now it's been a long time. Yeah, it's true that you left Lanzarote, but you've been here how long for?
Since 2006, really.
So 20 years.
Yeah.
You've been away only for 2 years, maybe 3 years.
I went home in 2018 and then came back in roughly 2024.
Yeah, so we're talking about almost 20 years.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
I know, yeah.
That's a long time. It is. There is something I'm talking about this. It's very interesting, the fact that usually music industry works in this. I don't like to talk about this definition, music industry, professional. I don't like that. But, I mean, it's a reality. Usually in the music industry, we see people, artists, making a record and then tour, an interview.
Yeah.
For you, it's something that it's very unique formula, because you make a record, you write your own songs, you don't go on tour. Okay, you go out, you promote your songs, you have a tour. I mean, you have gigs, concerts here and there, but it's not like going on tour. You allow people to go on tour instead of you. I mean, you got your own bar.
Yeah.
And it makes me think about, this kind of Elvis in Las Vegas. You got your residency, and people come to see you. People fly from Ireland, even from Germany, and come to see you. So you don't need to move from the island. People come here to see you. It's very interesting formula for an artist.
Yeah, I suppose I never really thought of it like that, and
like a never-ending tour of Bob Dylan.
Yeah.
But upside down, what I mean?
I always, I write music every few years and change the songs, really just out of boredom, and so I never really think of it like this is my new project tour. And when I was home, I started doing tours like I used to do with the Revs 20, 25 years ago, and I realized how just difficult it is.
Yeah.
Even if you sell 300 tickets and you have €3,000, all of a sudden then you have like an airplane journey maybe to Scotland, and you have got to get a hotel, then you need a sound man, a lighting engineer, you might be gone for 3 days, and all of a sudden you go, and this is like, it's much more enjoyable to just have your own place in Lanzarote.
Absolutely.
No cover charge for the public. You play what you want. If they don't like it, they leave. If they like it, they stay. And it's, to me, it's kind of a more enjoyable life.
And it's very interesting the way you do it, because, I want to say that Rory has his own bar that is called Rory's Lounge. There are also another couple of bars, the Irish Viking and Rory's Corner Bar. But your own place, Rory's Lounge, is where you promote your own stuff, and when you gig 5 nights a week. So it's very impressive, the fact that it's like being on tour and see every night all these people coming to watching you, listening to your song. For example, just last week I was outside Rory's Corner Bar, and there was the radio station playing one of your songs, and there was a couple of guys sitting in the bar having a drink. Oh, that's Rory's song.
Wow.
So it's great, because they come here, they fly for you.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's not going on tour. And I'm thinking about just this is a new formula for an artist. Instead of planning something that you were talking about before, paying a sound engineer, organizing for a hotel and the bus and flights.
Yeah.
This is much easier. And the way you do it, it's impressive. It's like everybody goes to you, listen to your music, and they love it.
Yeah, and the good thing as well is it's it's a nice level of success where it's not very stressful, and
it's not at all.
no. So if people are coming to me, there might only be like 30, 40 people that know me, and then another 30, 40 people that heard about the bar. So it's 50% people that know me, 50% strangers, and this is the feeling. And there's no pressure on anybody. I don't have to put on the greatest show because nobody paid €50 for a ticket, but if I'm enjoying the night, it goes great. The people come back, and as you say, it's a slightly different formula for somebody releasing original music and playing it. That I don't really go on tour. I maybe do one gig in Dublin, Donegal, Glasgow, London, and that's maybe for one. That's me for 1 year.
Yeah, talking about that, you've been opening the show for the two Johnnies.
Yeah.
How did it go? Because I was watching some pictures and videos. Because I mean, every night you play and sing in front of how many people you have? More?
Maybe 150 at the most.
150, 200 people.
Yeah.
But how did you feel like being there?
13,000 people.
You know what I mean?
And it was such a shock to the system, and I think as well because I was kind of proud of young me, because when I was with the old band, I was with the Revs. We did like some big festivals. We did Slane Castle with the Stereophonics, and we were playing to like 30,000 people.
Yeah.
And when I was backstage at the Two Johnnies, I was going, how the hell did I do this when I was younger? Like, I was really getting sick in the toilet and panicking.
Thinking about that.
And before, I used to be like, there's only 25,000 people, you know. We should have more people than this, you know, this youth, the arrogance of youth, you know.
No, but that's because you've been playing now in your bar for a long time.
Yeah.
So that the approach, the impact,
yes.
the feedback is different. So
And the amazing thing was, I'm terrible with technology, you know, like I still haven't really been on TikTok. You know, I know nothing about the podcast world, and you know, I should be much more clued in. So what I've never actually used is in-ear monitors. I never used them. I always just like natural. So I had no sound check for the Two Johnnies gig. So it's 13,000 people. No, and the guy just goes, "There's your in-ears," and gives them to me, and I was like, but when you put them in, it's like you're just in a room. So I couldn't hear the crowd. I couldn't hear the crowd. I'm being pushed out onto the stage, and it's just silence, basically, you know.
So you couldn't hear the crowd from
No, so I took one of them out.
Right.
Which was even more disorientating, because then it was like 13,000 people screaming, perfect sound in here. And because I was getting comfortable then, this one fell out. So I had no monitors, 13,000 people.
You couldn't hear yourself.
I couldn't hear myself. But I got through it, and I used the oldest trick in the book, is I started singing. It was near Christmas, so I did the Pogues, Fairy Tale of New York, and said, "You sing this, I can't hear myself properly." So I was playing the chords, and the crowd were singing everything, and you know, they love that at a festival.
That was on Easter Monday, wasn't it?
It was, I think it was a Monday before Christmas.
Yeah. Before Christmas.
Yeah.
Okay. So that was just a few months ago. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So sometimes you go, for example, you organize a gig in Dublin, another one in Donegal. That's where you're from.
Yeah.
So you feel quite comfortable to do this kind of trips, once here, once there. But it's much better for you now. Your own environment here in Lanzarote.
I think so. Like you know, it's weird as I'm getting older now. I think what I meant in that original sentence as well is this could be my 9th album and maybe my final one. Is I'm becoming more comfortable with just writing, you know, and I might start writing like a book of just silly stories from the past of being on the road, and you know, things that go wrong, you know, which when you look back on makes life more interesting. And writing songs for other people, co-writing songs. This is what I like at the moment, you know. So because it comes to a certain age where you go, I didn't become the big success I wanted to be when I was 18, but I don't really care now. I'm almost glad, because I wouldn't have my family here, and you know, I wouldn't see my children at all. And
we talk about this concept that you have about success as well. Because for me, that's another very important thing to talk about. But you don't think that maybe it's our mission now, it's your mission as an artist, to create new formulas for an artist? I mean, as we were saying before, okay, an artist makes a record, go to the studio and then go on tour, but this kind of formula, maybe it might be a new path for the new musicians.
Yeah.
Instead of, I mean, thinking the way of being a musician today in 2026 for the first time.
Yeah.
We may be stuck in the old time.
I know.
Because, I mean, when you were joining the Reps, we're talking about only 20 years ago.
25
years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a long time ago, but things have changed so much.
I know.
So maybe it's time to look for another kind of way for a musician.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not even so different from what is the music industry is now. Maybe it's time to build up something new. The way that's what I'm saying. The way you're doing now, it's very impressive, because you build it up your own way of being an artist.
Yeah.
And also you were saying that maybe another, I don't have a big success with my songs and blah, 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 but I feel very proud of 350 people singing in the Willands. Now, I'd like to talk about success, okay? Because maybe you can see that, but maybe someone else from outside, like me, can see what's happening around you. I mean, you already left a big footprint in the music industry in Ireland, and not only in Ireland, and not only because of the Reps, okay? But the way I see your way, the way I see your kind of making music, it's a new way, because you're giving your music to the people who come here to enjoy the island. So maybe it's not true that it's not success. It's a different way. Maybe my way of expressing this concept, it's a bit difficult for me in English. What I'm trying to say is that what you're building here is something very successful because you're doing something different. Okay. You're making your own records. You play in front of people who comes from Ireland, get the flight to see you. So I wouldn't say that you have no success. It's a different way of building up the music industry.
Yeah.
Today in 2026.
I think everybody has.
Maybe you didn't realize that.
No, I think we all have maybe the classic view of Coldplay or U2.
Yeah.
This is what we always think. That's success.
That's gone.
But I think maybe that is gone.
That's gone.
Yeah.
Maybe it's time to build up a new way of being an artist today. You know.
Yeah.
When COVID came in, the global pandemic came in, the first thing that you did doing the streaming.
That's right.
That was very successful.
Yeah.
So
I probably shouldn't have stopped. A lot of people have continued doing this and it's going very well. But I just almost got, I get sick of things very easily. And believe it or not, I did the streaming for 2.5 years, and I always said a very silly thing. I said, when the little number at the top is less than 100, I'm going to stop.
Right.
And I said that every night. And after 2.5 years, one night it went to like 88. And I went like, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure for two, and people now are going, why the hell did you do that? It's like, because the strange thing was, it was a new way. A lot of people have been doing it for years, but for me it was new. Just seeing at the end of the night on PayPal that you could have like 600 or 700 euro, from just being in your room with one camera.
Yeah.
My mind was blowing, because during the pandemic, we moved to Scotland and it happened within 6 or 7 weeks, and we just had the worst timing. But because we hadn't properly got on the books in Scotland, like the government books, the tax, everything, we were just like lambs to the slaughter. We were in the wilderness and we were going, oh my God, we have no paperwork, we have no social security. So I had to go immediately and look for a job of driving the delivery van for Amazon.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I went to Amazon and I had to drive this white van around the car park through the cones and then fill in all this documentation. So it was me, all these guys from like Poland and Latvia. And so I worked it out, and they had it timed so that like you would do these runs, and I was going, you can't go from like West Lothian to Edinburgh city centre in 25 minutes. So they would say at the end of the week, you're going to get 500 euro, but they made sure you missed so many drop-offs that they take money off your wage.
All right.
So at the end of the week, you might get 250 euro for a lot of driving every day. So I did one Facebook Live gig and I got like 700 euro, and I rang Amazon and went, I'm not coming in. Bye-bye. I found something much better.
But that's what I'm saying. I mean, when we talk about being successful, I mean, you come from you had a great band, the Reps. By the way, I discovered the Reps one day when I was living in Dublin, Ireland, when I was driving in my car. Yeah. And I was listening to one of your interviews. Yeah. And you were singing Dancing Queen by
I remember you telling me that. Was such an embarrassing introduction.
No, it's not. It's not. But anyway, you come from a very successful band, but we're still talking about something that happened 25 years ago. That's why when I say creating something successful, that's what I mean, because you always find a way to be successful. You got your own bar and it's going great. During the global pandemic, you have streaming and it was going great. So what's your concept of being successful? That's what I'm saying.
I know what you mean.
Maybe you're getting wrong.
Yeah.
Because you...
Probably the old-fashioned, Hollywood, Bono, millionaire, this thing. But as you say, at the moment, I think I'm successful because I don't suffer from anxiety as much as I used to, or depression, because I think I keep myself more active. Myself and Cara have the different bars, and I'm like writing new music and but also not getting stressed because I'm not in the next place. Yeah. And appreciating more just being in this place right now. Yeah. Because that's what stress is a lot of the time, is wanting to be somewhere else. Not realizing that like here and now is all there really is.
Yeah. That is the best situation you can have right now, actually. Yeah. This place is perfect for music. Yeah. Because again, you got fantastic weather, you got good connection between here and Ireland, so you can do whatever you like. You can write, and it's a good place for inspiration as well.
Yeah.
Because you're writing your own songs here now.
completely.
Your new album has been written here, I guess. Majority of the songs
Yeah.
written here in Lanzarote.
Yeah, completely.
And you're surrounded by musicians who can give you help.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I mean it's fantastic. Where you know, I lived in Uga for years, and they always, like they do in every place in Lanzarote, they have these small festivals, you know, and I would just go there, and there might be like 4 bands from Tenerife, one from Las Palmas, one from the Basque, but you're listening to all this different type of music, you know, and you're just having like a hot dog and a beer, and then you go down to Puerto del Carmen and do your own work. But this thing is always there, you know, and it's a very inspirational island like that, you know. I listened to, like, I would never have gone to this music if I was living in Ireland, because it just wasn't really there, you know, where you would have to be in a very arty group of students where you're going, let's go to the Basque concert that's in Dublin, and everybody pays €300. But when this thing is in your local village, it's just amazing, and it seems to be happening a lot all the time in Lanzarote, and that they do have a good arts council here, I think.
Yeah, that's true. Also, it helps the fact that we got a multicultural community here, because we got so many influences from if you consider that we got people from Africa, from South America.
Yeah.
Last week, for example, we had a dear friend of mine, great musician from Cuba, Josan Pereda. It's a great musician and great singer. And it's great to have different influences here.
Yeah.
So it helps a lot for the writing, and even for, you know, even giving a help to each other.
Yeah.
Having information from other musicians around the kind of music. So it's a great situation for all of us. Listen, I got so many questions for you, but I think that we've
got a lot of editing.
No more than 20 minutes anyway. And you signed with an Irish indie label called Voices of the Sea. But I think it's more or less for the distribution. Am I right? So you're still an independent artist.
I would be independent, and the Voices of the Sea is a guy called Shay McNeilis who lives in Dublin, and Shay used to be involved in the management of the Revs and different Irish acts, and he was always booking, you know, people like Damien Rice, the Frames, for like universities. He was in charge of all this, so he's kind of been in the scene for years, you know. So we have a really simple thing where he says to me, if you give me a finished recording, show me what you paid in the studio, tell the truth, and I will put the exact same into getting it to some DJs and putting it in the press. So if I spend €3,000 on an album, he will then put €3,000 into getting it out to different people, and then he shows me what he's paid to the people. So then once the money starts coming back in, it's never that much, we just go 50-50. But it's very simple. So everything from iTunes, Spotify, all these millions that comes back in is 50-50. But to be honest, you know, the last few things we've done, we break even quite quickly. You know, maybe within the first 6 months we're kind of broken even, and then it just becomes like a little bit of extra money to put into the next project. So it's really just like, it's our own little art grant to ourselves, but I have to make my own money from playing in the bar.
So you're still, I mean, even if you sign for an Irish label, it's an independent label, but you're still an independent artist because you do everything on your own. That's what I'm saying. I mean, you had to be worried about the cover of your album, the production, because you play everything in your own album.
Most things,
So you do backing vocals, lead vocals, drums, bass, guitars. That's what I'm saying. So pros and cons of being an independent artist.
And sometimes it's difficult because, you know, sometimes you're too close to the work, to the painting. You know, it's very hard to step back sometimes. You know, so sometimes I kind of go, maybe I should be using a producer, because, you know, after a year I listen to some of the songs on the album and go, oh, I obviously have the acoustic far too loud there, or, you know, if you have a guy going, no, listen, let's go in this direction. So that can, it's lovely to have control, but sometimes you can have too much control.
That's what I'm asking, pros and cons about being independent. I mean, that's what you're saying now. It's great to be the owner of your music. You know, but it's great to have someone telling you, oh, maybe it should be better if you can do that instead of the other one. So if you put everything in the balance, what do you think? Having a great production behind you, having a great, a big label, record label, or still being able to be owner of your own music? What's the best thing for you? What do you think? Because you've been doing both things.
Yeah.
With the reps, you have a record deal.
Yeah.
And you got a manager, you got the production, you got everything, bringing you all over the world. Let's remember that the reps been on tour everywhere in the States. You've been opening for Oasis, Stereophonics.
That's right.
Providers. So now you're doing everything on your own by yourself.
Yeah.
Just what do you think? Because you feel quite comfortable with that.
I'm more comfortable doing it on my own, but it's probably, I'm putting out so much stuff. The Revs put out less stuff, and it was more 3 people involved. There was a manager, an agent, a lot of the time producer, and a label helping. So we put out less stuff and probably had a bit more success, because I think, you can look at it like the Steven Spielberg thing, you could be a small film producer, but at the same time, if you're Steven Spielberg, you have this amazing crew, you have a budget, you're going to have the best cinematographer, the best guy writing the strings music, but kind of like the Beatles, and Michael Jackson, you're working with the best, it is, my advice to a 21-year-old would be, if you trust your manager and you're getting a big deal, take the big deal, because you're going to work with some great people. Don't stay independent all your life.
And it's even less stressing, you got less stress because you have to think about many things when you do it on your own. But they're saying that it's time to go.
Okay.
Not yet, because I got a couple of more questions here. Okay, I had to ask you a couple of questions that I do to everybody here.
Okay.
First one, your future projects. What's your cooking now? What are you cooking now?
At the moment, I am looking at maybe getting a few cameras into Rory's live lounge and making it a live broadcast. Like
every night?
Maybe twice a week.
Okay.
And
like an event?
Yeah. That's something I'm thinking about, but I don't want to make my life stressful for no reason. And this does add a lot of, we're going live. And what's the numbers going to be like? And I hope the sound is okay. And you get people complaining, going, "Oh, the Wi-Fi's not working." But at the same time, I can see a huge benefit to this, and I think it might be the future of music.
Right.
Where as you say, it's a nice thing to have your own bar, but this could take it up a step, and make it really like where you're playing to people. There's 4 people watching in Cuba, 10 people watching in Germany, 11 people watching in Ireland. As well as the 150 people that are in front of you, it's limitless, really. If you do it properly.
It's a new way of making music.
Yeah,
it is.
So that's and the thing is, AI can never replicate what we do, because we've learned it from the age of 11, 12 of being. And then there's another part of the craft you learn in your 20s and 30s of being relaxed and confident and talking to the crowd. And I don't think a robot can do this for another 1,000 years. I hope.
I hope you don't have to. Yeah. Listen, this is the $1 million question, okay? Let's say, for example, that's the question that I do to everybody.
Yeah.
Let's say, for example, that you had to be in an island. It's a desert island. It's not Rory and the Island. It's not your own island. It's another one. And there's nothing there, but as a miracle, there's a record player. Okay. You bring 3 records with you.
Oh my God. It's the worst thing about this, as as a musician, it changes nearly every week. It's so difficult. Like I can if I think of like Revolver by the Beatles, a very obvious like Revolver. Sometimes
Revolver?
Yeah.
Is that your favorite album?
Say if I go for this by the Beatles, just an example.
All right.
If I go the Beatles Revolver, say I take this and I haven't heard it in a year. I'll play it so much for 3 days and I'll be like, I won't listen to it again for a year, So, but I'm not going to ruin your question. So, just off the top of my head, I'm going to say, I'm going to go very strange because her voice always soothes me. The Best of the Carpenters.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Karen Carpenter. I'm going to say, let's go for Abbey Road, the Beatles.
Okay, Abbey Road.
Maybe
Abbey Road. Why Abbey Road?
Because of the B-side, I think.
All right,
just the variety of all the different personalities, and every song is like 1 minute and there's no rules and one thing goes into another. Yeah. I still find it so interesting, and I just love the sound where they've used like audio double tracking on everything, so it has a slight chorus sound to it. It's so well produced by George Martin, and I love the B-side. But I mean, I could say the obvious Sgt. Pepper's Revolver, all them. But I'm just saying Abbey Road because
Abbey
of the
Road,
B-side.
it's one, the best of comfort. What about the other one?
I would say maybe I'd go something maybe Irish traditional, like maybe Altan. You know, just so I feel a little bit at home in Donegal. If I'm in some strange island, that I can recenter myself
home
from the sounds of home.
I was totally sure that you were mentioning something about the Police.
That's another band I've listened to so much. Stuart Copeland's drumming energizes me.
Keeps you up.
Yeah.
Okay, listen, today the interview is just gone and I didn't realize that we got... How many minutes do we have? 35 minutes? We did 35? Okay. Well, first of all, thanks very much, Rory, for being here. And don't forget, Rory plays 5 nights a week in Rory's Lounge here in Puerto del Carmen, Lanzarote. Thanks very much, everybody who is watching our podcast, Light the Fuse. It's our first podcast episode in English. That's why I'm a bit rusty. Sorry about that. The previous ones were in Italian and Spanish. I had to say, sorry, Rory. I had to say thanks very much to this guy here, the pilots of the Ferrari, Mr. Paolo Restia here, the Mr. Christian Lanzaware here, and we are in Area 0, Puerto del Carmen, Lanzarote. Let's have a look here outside, the beautiful view that we have here. We did it last week, we do it again. It's a sunny day, let's have a look where we live. It's a paradise. Come to see us, come to see Rory in Rory's Lounge, Puerto del Carmen every night. Thanks very much, Rory.
Thanks so much, Mike. Legend, thank you.
Thanks very much. Area 0, Light the Fuse. See you next time. And most of all, Fibra is here today with us, as always. Muy bien. Muchísimas gracias. Y nos veremos con el próximo invitado especial. Ya sabemos quién será el próximo invitado especial, pero no digo nada, será una sorpresa. Hasta luego. Gracias. Thanks.
Thank you. Thanks so much, Massimo.
Gracias por seguirnos. Nos vemos en el próximo episodio. Feel the fire, feel the flow. Every story starts to glow. From the heart we say to you, arrivederci, see you soon. Lanzarote Light the Fuse podcast.
Muchachos, salgan ya, que hay fleje carufa.
Ha funzionato?
Fibra.
Bello serie. Bene, guarda.
La casa di yoga adesso.
Sì. E sta attitudine, todo me la suda.